Well, to be honest with you, it started off looking promising, and then as with everyone else in 2020, the COVID pandemic hit, and that stopped pretty much all the business. We were due to go to quite a lot of craft fairs. We had a lot of bookings going in, and they all just got cancelled. So since then, things went a little bit quiet, which was okay because that was kind of at the end of me being unable to do any woodworking anyway. I hadn't been able to do any woodworking since about mid-October 2019, due to developing a tennis elbow in my right elbow. So I was already doing basically nothing for woodworking, trying to work on a little bit of a website, which I still haven't published, and I really need to pull my finger out. But since then, people have started to get in touch with me via social media, mainly by Facebook and Messenger, just asking about a variety of Christmas presents and Christmas ideas that people have come up with. So things are starting to kind of pick up now. The name Two Tools Woodcraft, I've been asked that quite a few times. There's a couple of answers I can give you. The first one's the politically correct answer, which is mainly I use either a lathe or a table saw, although realistically probably sanders should be kind of top of the list. Every woodworker loves sanding. The reality was, we're sitting down with yourself, trying to come up with a business name. Prior to this, I briefly tried to set up as MWL Woodcraft. Started getting a little bit busier, needed some help. Obviously, Martin came along to give me a hand at craft fairs and things like that. Sitting trying to work out a name, and the unpolitically correct but truthful version is we were sitting mulling over loads and loads of names, and I think you said to me, God, we're now but a couple of tools, and that was kind of it, two tools, which basically reflected you and me. So that's the truth. Depends which one you want to believe. Depends on the customer who was asking, really. Yeah, over the years, past couple of years, I've attended quite a few craft fairs. It would be difficult to say which has been my favourite. They all have kind of their ups and downs. We tend to go through this little cycle, which is you go along, you're all optimistic, building up to the day, you're building in stock, you're checking your prices, making sure that your stall's going to be looking good. Plenty of optimism, set up, get everything done, all ready for customers. Then you go through the roller coaster emotions of, yes, this is great, we've made a sale. You don't make a sale for another couple of hours, so then it's a little bit of despair sits in, and why am I doing this? Was it worth all the hassle? That ranges through to, I'm going to take everything into the car park and set fire to it. Then someone else will buy something, and everything goes back on a high. And generally speaking, you have quite a good time. It's nice when you can have a decent chat with some of the customers and some of the other vendors that are at the same event. To be honest, I do prefer some of the longer events, sort of the 2-day events. That gives you a little bit more chance to get in touch with other makers, other vendors, do a little bit of networking, get some good advice off them, get some ideas from them, and basically make some very good contacts, get some excellent advice off people who've been doing this for a long time. Quite like the outdoor events. I think I'm kind of steering that way at the moment. Social media, yeah. I love it. It's great. That's been quite a big learning curve for me. Yeah, I can do the whole Facebook bit. Obviously, that's linked in with Messenger. A few posts on Instagram as well. As I said before, I need to kind of pull my finger out, get this website sorted, get that published, and then really start to promote the business a little bit more than I have been. So I kind of took my eye off the ball, but at the same time, I'm kind of aiming in a different direction, or heading in a different direction now. We were making lots and lots of different products. trying to capture a whole huge range of styles and interests. Really, I think I'm going to head more in the areas that I personally enjoy more, which is more historical based, because I like history in general. One of the things I'm very interested in is Norse mythology, and also the kind of the woodworking techniques that the Norse employed, certainly around about that sort of 8th to 12th, 13th century. So I suppose you call it like medieval. Um, really enjoy making things like shields as accurately as I'm able to make them. So I've aimed down the path of making them traditionally with separate planks, gluing the planks together, adding in a handle, some strengthening bars, get the uh, the shape of the shield cut through, get that all sanded, add some linen either to the front, the back, or both, to make them very tough, very hard wearing. Then add on the decoration, and then finally I had to learn how to stitch, hand sew and hand stitch with leather to do a leather surround for the rim. So I've enjoyed doing those. Quite a lengthy process, quite involved, a lot of different steps, but quite rewarding when you see those actually come together. And there's a couple of games and things that certainly the Norse used to play that I'm really interested in doing. Started doing a couple of prototypes, done some design work, and they're proven to be quite popular as well. So that's probably the direction I'm going to be heading in. Yeah, I think the main improvements to kind of in business terms or in sales terms, one, obviously trying to learn to embrace the social media. That's been a very big thing, especially during 2020, given everything that's happened this year. My woodworking skills have definitely improved. Part of that is down to purely just putting hours in and practicing. Although I did have that sort of 5 6 month break due to my arm injury. I've invested a bit more now in some of the tooling that I use and some of the machinery I use to help me get certainly a more consistent and professional finish. And the biggest, probably one of the biggest things, is not really woodworking, but indirectly is, and that's research. I've spent a lot of time doing a lot of research on things like construction methods appropriate to the particular product that I've been making, and hopefully they're of really of some interest to other people.